Alright, hello everyone and welcome to this month's Oracle reading. So this is the month of July. Of course, this reading is always going to be timeless, so whenever you do fall upon this video, it's going to be the video for you if you feel called to it. But if you guys are watching this in real time, then this is going to be for your July. So we have 3 piles here, as you know, and by the way, I don't have my nails on today. I'm giving them a little bit of a break so they can breathe, they can rest, and then be good for the next set. But if you guys want to comment down below and guess what my next color is going to be, then that would be really fun and see if you guys can guess it right. But like I was saying, we have 3 piles here today. As you guys already know, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And on pile number 1, we have the beautiful red jasper that is symbolized or is symbolizing the root chakra. We have pile number 2, which is symbolizing the sacral with our citrine. See if we can zoom in on that. Is it gonna zoom? Maybe not, but I'll hold it back here so you can see. And then we have our last one, which is symbolizing the crown chakra, and this is our amethyst. Beautiful. So in this oracle reading, we're going to be going over major influences or energies in the month of July for you, as well as what elements to turn to if you're needing help or assistance with something. So that could be cleansing, detoxing, purifying, it could be manifesting, recharging, trying to gain momentum, whatever it is. We're going to see from the oracles today what that element is that you can incorporate into your daily practice or your routine to really help you along this month of July. So take a moment here, meditate on these cards. If you feel that you resonate with more than one pile, there may be an additional little note or message in another pile for you, so go ahead and listen to both if you feel drawn to that. And if you're only drawn to one, that's okay too. So take a moment here, meditate on these cards, relax, and I will see you at your piles. Alright, hello pile number 1s. This is for those of you who have chosen the red jasper root chakra. So we probably already have to talk about grounding. We probably have to talk about root work, or maybe even some shadow work, or maybe just your stability, your material physical body, your material physical means, resources, things like that. So that's just kind of already maybe a foreshadowing since you guys have chosen that crystal. But of course, I haven't seen these cards yet, so we're gonna go ahead and flip them over together right now. So let's see here. Okay, give me a moment to pick out all the messages here. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. This message is kind of like changing and unfolding the more I'm spending time on it, so just give me a couple more seconds here. I'm getting the sensation that you guys have just survived something, whether it's as large as like a car crash or as small as like an internal conflict and an internal battle. I see that you guys have just survived something, and it's like you guys are just now ending whatever that was, and you're flipping into a new cycle, which is great for you, but at the same time your body, your physical body, needs a lot of rest. So I'm not sure if you're still hypercharged with all of that survival fight or flight kind of energy, or maybe you're still charged up with the anxiety of what happened or all that built up pressure that you're now just letting out steam. But it's like there's something where it was revving up your energy, like you needed a lot of focus, or you needed a lot of strength, or you needed a lot of communication skills, or you needed a lot of time, or you needed a lot of, you know, some sort of resource where it's like even a little bit more than burnt out. It's like beyond burnt out, but you had to do it to get to a means to an end. And I see that here. So whether it's something that you pushed yourself to survive through because you needed to, and it was a goal that you had to accomplish, or maybe it was something very physical that was an external, unexpected, unpredicted event where you were kind of thrown around and had to still land on your feet, and you made it. So I really sense that energy here, and it still reminds me so much of what we were talking about with the root, because the root is all about your foundation, your stability, your own sense of safety and security and comfort and protection. So if you feel that you did not necessarily have that just recently, you do now. So be solid. So if you're feeling that you don't have security, you don't have protection, be solid in the fact that you do now. Like whatever it is that you had just faced, it is completely over. We are flipping a new page. This is a new chapter. And for some of you, this feels like a whole entire new book. So congratulations for going through whatever it is that you had to go through to survive, because I really do sense that survival kind of energy within you right now. And it's almost like when you see someone getting out of like a boxing ring and they're just like sweaty and panting and they're just finally starting to calm down, that is exactly the kind of energy that I'm seeing for you guys here too. So make sure that you're getting the rest that you need. That's one of the biggest things that I see here with this Four of Swords being in reversed. Really make sure that you're taking that time to nurture and nourish your physical body. Like whatever the aftercare it is that you need or that you find appropriate, go ahead and do that for yourself. The universe built up so much of your energy to be used, and you finally used it. So make sure that you're taking the time now to finally come to a time or a point where you feel a little bit more settled and you're just really relaxed. So if you have been feeling very, very sleepy, there's many reasons why a lot of you may have felt very, very sleepy this last week or the past couple days. But just make sure that if you're feeling sleepy, take that time to rest. If you have not taken that time to rest yet, go ahead and do so. Don't say, oh, well, I have, so much to do still. No, you don't. All you have to do is rest. All you have to do is literally sleep. All you have to do is literally like meditate or be in a relaxed state where you're not doing so much. Delegate right now. Don't answer some of those emails right now. Don't take on more responsibility, because right now is not the time. And I honestly don't even think that the universe is going to be throwing you that much more opportunity, because they know that you have to rest. So take that into consideration too, just moving forward the next couple days or the next 2 weeks, because a lot of this energy that you have just spent went somewhere that is very, very useful, and you need to be able to regain some of that energy back so that you can maintain, a new standard of balance and harmony within yourself. So that's what I have for the very first card. The next thing that we see here says Heavenly Mercy. So when I see this Heavenly Mercy, and if you guys have been seeing a lot of 4s or 444 recently, then that's definitely another synchronicity for you. But Heavenly Mercy to me means that the universe knows that it had to put you through a lot recently, and it's finally giving you that mercy. It's finally giving you that break. So again, it's the whole don't, bite off more than you can chew right now. Don't take on extra responsibility right now. If you have to call off a few days of work for some mental rest or some physical rest, then absolutely do so. If you have to cry it out for 3 days straight so you can finally get all these pent up emotions out of you, then do that. This may be a great time where you guys are detoxing and purifying and trying to recharge yourself, if that's so. And if you have not yet spent so much time out in nature, in the outside environment, make sure that you're doing that. Make sure that you're taking your shoes and your socks off, and that you are planting your feet on the ground, on the grass, not concrete, not pavements, but actual grass or sand or mud or dirt. Wood chips even is fine too, as long as you're being connected to the outdoors, to Gaia. And oh wow, I'm just seeing this now. We have the Gaia card for you, so that really makes a lot of sense. And it says nurturing on there as well. So not only do we have this root chakra to start us all off with this reading, but the root does talk about our connection to Earth. It's like our Earth star. It's our connection to Mother Gaia. So we want to make sure that we are taking that time right now to do so, because that energetic exchange is extremely important. You guys will hear me say that in so many readings, but especially when it's super clear like this, I really want to reinforce it with you that it is important to go outside. If it's raining and it's not a dangerous amount of rain, go outside and feel that rain on your skin. Go outside and plant something, garden something, go outside and dip yourself into the ocean, dip yourself into a lake, a river, a pond, whatever it is that you have available. Connect and communicate with Mother Nature, because right now that is how you're going to get a lot of your recharge, and that is how you're going to detox yourself and purify yourself. So really, when I'm saying like what element is going to be the best for you, definitely earth is going to be the best, but honestly, since we have this Gaia card, all 4 of the elements are going to be great for you. So think about earth, fire, air, and water. Use any and all of them if you can. Maybe have just a direct or more like time spent with the energy of earth, but don't feel afraid to dip into the water, the air, and the fire as well to, again, help purify you, recharge you. I'm thinking like sunbathing is also really good for you guys to kind of recharge yourself, and creating moon water every single night so that you can help purify yourself and your emotions. Water is really good for purifying your emotions and your mentality a little bit. And then the earth is going to be really good for like the stress, the anger, the fear, the worry, the doubt. Fire is really good for a lot too. Fire is just like something, if you think about lighting a palo santo or lighting an incense and then doing some sort of smoke cleanse on yourself, that's going to be really awesome for you too, to kind of burn away any impurities, take away things that are very heavy, and get a little bit more into a lighter state of being. And then air is awesome too. If you ever catch yourself on a very windy day, just try to be as still as you can be and let all of that air hit you, and that kind of wild, unpredictable energy really just kind of takes you and makes you feel, it's kind of hard to describe, but it really makes you feel kind of lightweight, amazing, part of something bigger than yourself, and to really interact with nature in that way really gets you outside of your head. And I think that sometimes the air element is really good at getting you outside of your head, because since it's so unpredictable, you don't know what way it's going to hit you, it's able to just put your mind in a way that you're just focusing on those times that, you know, that gust of wind happens, it's a little cold or it's a little warm, or oh, that was a little bit more violent, or oh, that was a little bit more gentle and cooling and relaxing. It just makes you instantly focused on what's happening before you in the present moment, rather than what's going on, you know, in your monkey mind. So hopefully that really calls out to you guys. If there's something very specific that you're like, listen, I've been trying to work with the elements, but I don't really know how, ask me, and I'd be happy to help you with any sort of regime or any sort of practice or technique to help you guys use the elements of the earth to help you out. But July, like I said, is just that. It's all about rest and renewal. It's all about nurturing yourself. It's all about that earth element, or even all 4 of those elements. And it's all about heavenly mercy. And watch out for that 444. I would definitely bet that if you are seeing a lot of 444 after this video, then if you find yourself overworking or trying to do too much and you see 444, I want you to drop everything and just relax for a couple minutes and come all the way back down. Because if you have just survived something, you're coming off of a very escalated energy, like a very escalated way of being or state of being. So if you're just relaxing for a little bit and then putting yourself, you know, into a space where you're more stressed again, you're never going to allow your mind, body, or soul to fully come to a decompressed state so that you can then rise again fully recharged. You're just going to keep having your battery be a little bit lowered and a little bit full, a little bit lowered and a little bit full, and it's never going to feel like you're quite 100% relaxed. And that can manifest into a whole bunch of things that we don't even want, okay? So again, the key takeaways for you this month, or at least for the first 2 weeks, and then if you want to do your mid-month check-in, you can go ahead and subscribe to become a Mystic member and see what's going on over there in the middle of the month. But for at least the 2 first weeks of July, rest and renewal, heavenly mercy, take a load off, and nurture yourself, okay? This is all that I'm really seeing for you guys so far. Again, like I had just mentioned, if you're interested in a mid-month check-in, that's usually when I do the romance cards as well. So if you're interested in a love reading as well as a monthly check-in to see where the last 2 weeks of your July, you know, are for you, what that energy looks like for you, go ahead and become a Mystic member. You can do so by going to mystiqueawakening.com and then clicking become a Mystic member. You can sign up for any of the 4 tiers that I have. The first one being live streams, which are just TikTok live streams of Reiki. The second one being Reiki and tarot content, where of course you would get all of this information and all of these readings. Then we have the mindset tier, which helps you with your mindset, and we have the psychic tier, which helps you get more in tune with your psychic awareness and your intuition. So if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and become a Mystic member. And for those of you who are also interested in Reiki trading, we do have our next cycle starting August 1st. So get get prepared, be early, use this whole entire month to gather your materials, enroll, and get through that orientation week before you actually start on August 1st. If you're interested in that, but you're not really sure if you're a right fit, I am personally looking for those who are empaths, psychics, or highly sensitive people who are looking to connect to the divine, look for ways to protect their energy and help themselves heal and help others heal. So if you're interested in that, that sounds like you, I would love to have you as my student. You can go ahead and enroll by going to mystiqueawakening.com and then clicking Start My Journey or Reiki Training. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. All right, hello, my lovely pile number 2s. This is for those of you who have chosen the sacral chakra or the citrine crystal. So, with just that being said, you guys probably already, I'm foreshadowing for you, have a lot of energy of this month circulating around that sacral. So the passion, the inspiration, creativity. If you guys have any blocks in that area, you might maybe experiencing a lack of libido, or maybe like you're having these desires of cravings that are unhealthy, or suffering from unhealthy habits that you're trying to let go of, or you could actually just be suffering from some sort of pain in the hips area or anywhere in your reproductive system, maybe a little bit imbalanced. So if that's blocked, that's what you guys are going to feel. And if not, again, we're talking about that creativity, spontaneity, the passion, the inspiration, what is lighting up your fire, what is making you wake up every single day and feel that you are providing something for this world. So what is it that you're physically doing to make yourself feel very passionate? So just with that being said, that might be a foreshadow, or maybe your favorite color is just orange and that's why you picked it. But either way, I have not seen these cards yet, so we're going to see if that's a true foreshadow of what we see in your cards. Let's go ahead and get started with the reveal. So we're going to put this one down here. Beautiful. We're going to move this one here. And you're the only group who's gotten 2 tarot cards, so we're definitely going to see what's going on with that. So give me a moment here to really absorb all these cards, all the messages on these cards. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay, what I'm really sensing first off here is a lot of protecting what's yours. So whether that is protecting your heart, protecting your emotions, protecting your finances, protecting your friendships, protecting your business, whatever it is, protecting your mentality. I see that you're in a state this month where you are protecting something, and it's really gonna pay off in the end. So I'm not exactly sure what specifically in your life it is that you're protecting, but I do know that since you're having this urge to protect it and you follow through with that, it's actually going to be a very rewarding and fulfilling thing for you. So maybe the thing that makes you feel very passionate right now is learning how to protect your finances, or learning how to protect your physical assets, or learning how to protect your physical body. Maybe you guys are getting into like a self-defense class, or maybe you guys are physical training or personal training to be, you know, some sort of somebody who can fight, or, you know, kickbox, or to go into certain challenges or something like that. But I do see a lot of you guys really protecting something. So with that being said, you're going to be very successful in that, which is awesome. And it's propelling you forward for something good in the long run. And I can see that here with this King of Pentacles card, which does talk about longevity, talks about material aspects, talk about your physical well-being. And then we also have this Chariot card, which is the fastest card in the tarot, and it talks about no obstacles being in your way, having your mindset in a place where you are just taking charge and taking action, and you know exactly what it is that you want, and you just go straight for it. So it's a very like head first kind of thing, but head first with, you know, everything being aligned in your path. Because sometimes you can run towards something head first and you crack your head on the wall, and other times you are aligned enough where you can have this charging attitude where you're charging forward, moving forward, and moving forward quickly. And that alignment allows you to go through, you know, this path with nearly no obstacles. So that's really, really great that we have you working with the universe. And that is one of the most positive things that I've seen in this spread, because it's talking about not only having your physical aspect or physical aspects in general be aligned and having all your ducks in a row and you knowing exactly what you want to do in the physical aspect, but you have that beautiful like heavenly aspect of it as well, where you are understanding the spiritual world and the material world. You're understanding how it is to really fully manifest something and then take action with all the energy that you're using to actually propel something forward. So that's really, really nice. It's like you have your mind, your body, and your soul on a place where it's very, very aligned this month. And with that being said, as much energy as you are using, you know, from the cosmos or from the divine, you want to make sure that you're using as much energy from the ground as well, because sometimes what can happen, especially for you very highly sensitive people or people who are psychics, what can happen is that when you are a little bit too much into your head and there's a lot of overwhelming or unbalanced energy at your crown or your third eye, it creates this imbalance where we are losing a little bit of the touch that we have or connection that we have with the earth. And when that happens, we can start to get these tendencies that are maybe like migraines, or maybe we are receiving too many messages, too many downloads, and we don't know how to understand them all. Or maybe we're just getting like, you know, very overwhelmed, like brain fog, feeling disoriented, dissociated, depersonalization, derealization. So things like that can happen when we have a really big imbalance where there's too much energy at the top of our being, at the top of our head. So we have to make sure that we're also integrating all that energy from Mother Earth as well. And that's why we have this tree grounding, right? So this tree grounding is to remind you that this is the element that you should also be working with. It seems like you have no problem tapping into the divine, tapping into your headspace, tapping into your crown, tapping into your third eye, which is awesome. But don't forget that if you still want to charge forward with all this might and have no obstacles in your path, you really want to make sure that you're also integrating the energy and the medicine of the earth as well. So when we talk about grounding, it's not just sitting in meditation and saying, oh, I'm thinking of a red circle at the base of my spine. That can be great to really help you conceptualize what we're trying to do here when we're grounding and relaxing, and it may get you in a relaxed state. But to truly ground, you need to be able to do that in the very physical sense, which is going outside and having that skin to earth contact. So whether that is you taking off your shoes, taking off your socks, and going on a walk barefoot on the grass, on the sand, in the mud, in the dirt, in the rain, whatever it is, then that's what you do. If it's you gardening with your hands, if it's you, you know, paying attention to your plants and spending time with them, if it's you foraging for rocks that you can use to help heal yourself and you're digging into the dirt with your hands, whatever it is, as long as you're having that skin to earth contact, you're doing it right. So if it's reading by a tree and then like you have one arm by a tree or your leg is on a tree, that's good enough. But you want to make sure that you're having that physical interaction and that physical connection. When that happens, you're actually having a synergistic reaction and exchange of energy between you and Mother Earth, where you can then dump a lot of your fears, your traumas, your worries, your, you know, overexcitement of things, your fear, whatever it is that is holding you down, your anger, frustration. You can give that to the earth, because that is where she can actually process it and make creations out of that. And then what she can do is then give you everything it is that you do need in that exchange. So that's the synergy, that's the cycle in like the very least amount of scientific way that I could possibly say it. So with that being said though, the more that you're using the power from up, you want to use the power from the down, from the earth, okay? So it's like as above, so below kind of energy. But honestly, overall, this month looks really good for you. So whether it is that you have your mindset on getting your finances right, then you're going to be prosperous in that. Whether it is that you're going to get your body and your health and your physical being right, then that's where you're going to, you know, prosper, and you're going to have a lot of abundance in that. So wherever it is that your head is at, it seems like this month you're going to charge forward into that kind of energy. So it's very, very beautiful. I'm not sure if I was talking about this card yet. I know that I was speaking about it in the mix, but let's go ahead and read it. It says higher will. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying as above, so below, because this is going to be the above, right? The higher will, your higher self, a higher power. Not only that, but it has the numbers 333. So if you guys have been seeing that a lot recently, then this is just another synchronicity for you. Or if you're seeing 333 after this, it's just another reminder to think about as above, so below, and think about all the energy that you're using from the divine and seeing how you can also use the energy from the ground, or what it is that you need to ground, what it is that you need to send to the earth so that your vibration naturally lifts higher by itself and you basically have to do nothing. All you have to do is spend some time by a tree, right? So that is really all that I'm seeing for you right now. It seems very positive. It doesn't really seem that there's any blockages in your path. Just make sure that you are using both energies from above and below, and that you're staying really true and centered to what it is that you are wanting to see out of yourself or from yourself. You are really looking at your goals from a bird's eye view and not just like a one-track mindset where it's like you're not necessarily looking for the money just to show off, but you're looking for the money to invest and to help you in the long run. A lot of what you're going to be doing in July is not going to also just give you instant gratification, but it's going to give you that longevity that you were looking for. So this is all about taking the action now this month so that in the future things go a lot easier for you. So you're really projecting a lot of this energy that you're using in July forward into your future to make your life easier for you once you get to that point. So again, that's really all that I'm seeing for you guys. That's like a big, huge, like positive reading. So I'm happy for you. If you guys are interested in your mid-month check-in, I do have that available, or it's going to be available in the middle of the month of July. And that's also where I do the love reading. So if you're interested in getting a love reading for July, that's where you're going to be able to find it. So you can go and become a Mystic member by going to mystiqueawakening.com and clicking become a Mystic member. If you guys are interested in any of the tiers, I would say probably go more towards the Reiki and Tarot, because that's exactly where you're going to find a lot of this tarot content. But also consider the mindset tier and the psychic tier, because the mindset's going to help you with your mentality if you need any help with that. And then the psychic tier is also going to help you with some psychic awareness and intuition. For those of you guys who are interested in Reiki training, my next cycle starts on August 1st. So you want to make sure that you are signing up and enrolling and getting all of your materials before August 1st. If you're interested in signing up, but you don't know if it's quite the right match for you, I'm personally looking for people who are empaths, people who are psychics, and people who are highly sensitive to energy, who are looking to connect to the divine, help heal themselves and other people, as well as find a way to protect their own energy. So if that sounds like you, I would love to have you as one of my students. You can go ahead and enroll by going to mystiqueawakening.com and then clicking Reiki training or start my journey. So again, that's all that I have for you guys, my lovely pile number 2s, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Alright, hello my lovely pile number 3s. This is for those of you who have chosen the crown chakra amethyst. So with just you guys choosing the crystal, I can already sense that this is probably my more psychic group, or maybe my more sensitive to energy group, or maybe the group who's just really working on their mentality and working on their connection to the divine, working on their connection to manifest and things like that. So very, very much like headspace energy, a lot of headspace energy. So we're going to see how that relates to your spread today. Of course, I have not seen what these cards are yet, so let's go ahead and take a look together. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Actually, these are flipped over. Okay, so give me one moment to receive all the messages in these cards. Okay, this is interesting. I feel like all 3 of these cards are their own little mini readings, but I'm going to do my best to translate. Give me one more moment here. You know what? I'm actually going to grab one card from this deck real quick, because I have a feeling that there's something that I'm not quite seeing here. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of what I was sensing. All right. So, pile number 3, you have a bit of a unique reading. The main energy that I'm really sensing is that, like, the month of July, things are not really going to go your way, but it's not going to be as much as a problem to you as you may think. So things may not be going in your way, such as maybe you've been manifesting something and then the opposite comes, or maybe you were really having your mindset on one way of the plans, you know, going, and then the plans I don't know, something happens, someone backs out, or the energy shifts and now the plans are something completely opposite, or the plan falls through. I have a sense that you're going to experience a lot of that, but it's like you guys are going to learn this month how to have fun in the chaos instead of like being overwhelmed by the chaos or drowning in a drop of water from the chaos. So you guys are going to take a look at chaos in a very, very different way. It's almost like you guys are like, oh, that didn't work. Haha, that's so funny. That sucks. All right, let's just keep going. And you guys are going to have like this resilience to things not working in your favor. And I think that it has a lot to do with your mindset, because it's like your mind is like, well, that sure didn't work, but let's just try a different way anyway. Like, it's okay. I didn't really have my heart set on it. It's fine. I can flip a switch. I can be like the wind. I can have that air element kind of energy where things, you know, change unexpectedly and rapidly. I can change just as fast. Like, it's totally cool. So for the month of July, you guys are going to be very, very light on your feet, so to speak. Energetically, you're going to be light on your feet, where nothing can really phase you or bother you that much. Yeah, you may get a little irritated here and there, or yeah, you're like, you know, like letting it out and like cursing, like, well, screw that, you know, but then you're just like, you're having that resilience, so you bounce back and then you're fine. It's like, that sucked, I let it out, let's do something else instead. And what's funny about that is that where you actually do end up may have been, you know, a lot better than what the original plan was. So maybe your plans fall through for like this cabin retreat that you have with your friends, and then it winds up just being the two of you, and then you guys take your own like little mini vacation to a completely different area, completely different state, but wind up having the time of your lives. The mantra or the quote for you this month is like, nothing is as it seems. Like, just nothing is as it seems. And it's like when we have that like analogy of like, what's behind this door? And there's 3 doors and there's like an exclamation point, a question mark, and a smiley face. It's like you might usually want to go through the smiley face, but today or this month you're going through the question mark, and that winds up being a better path for you anyway. So it's all about things being light. It's all about things being whimsical. It's all about things being, you know, unexpected and unpredictable. But I think that that's going to really ignite something within you guys, because perhaps you guys have been a little bit too controlling of your path, or maybe you've just been so methodical and so logical that the universe is trying to throw you that whimsy in there. It's trying to throw you a curveball just to make you have fun and just to make you remember that life is all about creating, enjoying yourself, having fun, and really being happy and being lighthearted and not taking things so seriously. So I really do see that. For some of you guys, for those of you who have kids or children or people that you look after, or maybe you just have a lot of members in the home, there's going to be something for you guys in particular where you have to stay at home for some reason for, I don't know, a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, or maybe you just call out of work because you're like, well, I have some time saved up, so let me just get my PTO and let me just hang with my kids. And then your kids are going to be the whimsical things for you, and your kids are going to be the unpredictable things for you, but they're going to like show you how to live through unpredicted times in a very fun and whimsical way. So that's really what I'm sensing for a lot of you guys who have kids or who are parents. So that's just like, I don't know, really beautiful. I think that your inner child is going to have a lot of fun. It's like inner child meets adult, but adult is also cool with it too. So I have a lot of that energy here. But to kind of get into these cards individually, we have this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is showing me again that things may not be going your way. The Wheel of Fortune talks about when abundance happens and comes your way, your miracles and blessings are coming your way. And of course, this being in reverse is kind of talking about, oh, well, maybe things aren't necessarily going our way, but that doesn't really mean that it's bad for us, right? It just maybe is not our time where things happen the way that we expected them to, and that's okay too. How do we live through that? How do we embody that? How do we function in that kind of environment? We also have here sacred pleasure. So this does talk about different ways that you are experiencing pleasure. Maybe for you, experiencing pleasure in the last couple months is just sitting down watching TV, but you're ignited in such a different way this month that sitting down watching TV is going to seem very boring to you. So maybe it's you going and seeing live theater instead. Maybe it's you being silly again with your kids, or being silly with your friends, or doing something unexpected. Or maybe you guys are doing something that used to please you a lot as a child, but you didn't really have, a lot of time to do that in your adulthood. So then you go back to doing something that you used to do as a child. So it's all about things that make you feel pleasure. Now, I also see a lot of this like abundance energy for you as well. So even if it's not abundance in the way that you had maybe initially wanted it, but I'm seeing like abundance in a way where it's like maybe you get a couple free tickets to go somewhere and you've never, been to a sporting event before, or you've never been to a concert before, or a concert with that particular music before, but it's like, oh hey, well, it's abundance, so let me just go ahead and use it. It's like all of these unexpected things may be coming to you tenfold, and you're like, well, whatever, at least I can do something new, I can try something new. And I see that abundance energy here with the 888 that we have on this card. So if you've been seeing a lot of 888, it does talk about abundance, but if you have not been seeing 888 and you do see a couple eights after, just know that you may be expecting some unpredictable amount or material good of abundance. So be very open, be very receiving, and be very generous as well. If the universe is giving you something and maybe it really is not your cup of tea, go ahead and see if you can give it to someone else and it might be their cup of tea. So think of things in a different way. Don't allow yourself to not accept the gifts from the universe just because you don't think that you're going to utilize them, because you may know someone who would love to utilize them. So if someone's offering you something, I want you to say, okay, thank you. And then also think of what maybe you can give to them back. Or if you don't have anything to give to them directly, see how you can pay something forward to someone else. And I think that kind of exchange, you're going to wrap your head around abundance and fortune and blessings and miracles. You're going to wrap your head around that in a very different way. And that may also help you later down the line when you are trying to manifest a certain item or a certain luxury or a certain, amount of money. It's going to help you because you realize that abundance is not only just the dollar amount, right? It's so much more that sometimes we can't even comprehend as human beings. So I think that you're going to have a very different kind of association with abundance this month as well. Now, we were already talking about this wind or this air element. So the element that you are going to be using a lot of this month is definitely going to be the element of the air, and it's going to help activate you in some sort of way. I think it's going to really activate a lot of your pleasure center for sure, but it's going to activate and inspire new ways of thinking, because that air is also very correlated to the crown, right? So when we're thinking of activation, it's like, what are we activating with the element of the air? Well, we're activating the fact that we can have that lightheartedness or be light on our feet when we're interacting with things that are new to us or unpredictable or rapid changes, right? Things that are happening very, very fast and we have no control over. How can we still find stability when we don't feel that we have that sense of control? How can we still go with the flow when we're not going to be the ones who are driving, right? So it's really a lot of that kind of energy that's going to be circling around you. And it's really hard to pinpoint because the energy of air is so sporadic sometimes, but it's definitely something that we all need from time to time, because we can't always just be stuck like the earth. We can't always just be fluid like the water. We can't always just be as chaotic or destructive or creative as fire. But sometimes, we need to be a little unpredictable. We need to be a little bit fast changing. We need to be light on our feet. We need to be able to be open-minded and open to all sorts of forms of abundance and all sorts of forms of information or energies or ways of being. So it's very important that you talk to the air, talk to the wind, sing, use your voice, hum, scream if you need to scream, project, do some breath work. That's all going to be very important for you in this month. And the last thing that I see here, which is another clarifier card to use for your spread, talks about the hand that reaches. So what is it that you're trying to reach for? So if you are someone who has been struggling to live in a state that's unpredictable or live in a state that is a little bit out of your control, realize within yourself why that's such a struggle for you. What is it that you're reaching for? What is it that you're yearning for? What is it that is hanging above you like a, you know, a carrot stick right in front of a horse that they always try to go for, but they can never really like reach? What is that? What is that connection, or what is that attachment that you have? And is it something that you can learn to let go? Because we can have a manifestation that we want, and just by letting go of it doesn't mean that we're giving up on it entirely, but it's just letting go of the attachment that we needed, that it is not already ours yet. And when we let go of that attachment or that need, usually it's that moment where we do get exactly what it is that we're wanting. But this whole entire month is going to seem maybe like that carrot on a stick for you, but it's up to you to no longer look at that carrot as the final reward and start to look around you and see what abundance that you have around you, because you may be blinded just by that carrot stick. Hopefully that makes sense for some of you. That was not a message for every single one of you, but for some of you that really hit. And what we have here also says yearning limits or praises. So that's what I said. Yearning limits, you may be limited to what it is that you are yearning for. And that's totally fine. We're learning how to go with the flow when things are unpredictable and when things are changing rapidly. Okay, so this is all that I'm really seeing for you, my lovely pile number 3s. If you're interested in a mid-month check-in, I do have that on my Mystique member site. So you're going to have to become a Mystique member to be able to see that. But we do also do a love reading in the mid-month check-in. So if you're interested in having a love reading for the month of July, then you definitely want to make sure that you're becoming a Mystique member. And you can go ahead and do so by going to mystiqueawakening.com and clicking become a Mystique member. There are 4 different tiers, and you want to make sure that you're at least going to the Reiki and Tarot tier to get all of the lovely tarot content, but I would suggest also taking a peek at the mindset or psychic tiers to help you with your mentality, or to also help you with your psychic awareness and strengthen your intuition. And for some of you guys, you're interested in Reiki training. So for that, my next cycle of Reiki training is on August 1st. So you want to make sure that you're enrolling and getting all of your materials before August 1st. If you're kind of interested in Reiki training but don't really know if it's for you, I'm personally looking for empaths, psychics, or people who are highly sensitive to energy, who are looking to connect to the divine, wanting to learn ways to protect your energy, and also how to heal yourself and heal other people. So if you're interested in any of that, or if that sounds like you, then I would love to have you as my student. You can go ahead and enroll by going to mystiqueawakening.com and clicking Reiki training or start the journey. So my loves, I will see you in the next video. I'm sending you many blessings for the month of July. I hope it's a great one for you. Mwah. Bye.